Okay, alright. My laptop camera is being very strange, so I'm gonna do something real quick, because I recorded like 3 times via it, and it just doesn't want to cooperate. Um, so this is not really talking. It's a smaller update room right now, kind of talking about just the future of this podcast and what I want to do. I say podcast because I do mean for it to be longer formatted and have more of a concise, direct um, episode kind of quality to it, where I do have topics or subjects that are going to be like condensed into these videos, where it's either like a group discussion, an individual reflection on something, or even like and I've been talking to some mentors and even just some friends about this, but the idea of having some interviews interjected in, like I talk about a subject, or I review some of the materials, like the research I've done about it, or even just like what I've heard, and then I interject interviews and comments from people that I know that have some knowledge of that subject or are involved in like communities that involve it. Um, I want to try doing that because I want to get back into use my camera more for video, because using my laptop is very convenient sometimes. Like issues like this where it definitely limits how much I can do. Um, these are kind of obstacles I don't want to hit every single time. So I'm gonna try to do that in the next few weeks or so. The next thing I want to talk about is like poetry and involvement and social justice and just how the arts are beneficial in general to people when they're trying to express their opinions and their identity. And I'm involved in something called Indie Poets on campus. I think I've talked about it maybe briefly before in vlogs, but I want to interview at least maybe some of them and just get their takes on it, and then kind of weave that into what I had to say about myself. And it's probably going to be around the same length, if not shorter, like the 15 minutes, 12-minute videos. But I think it'll be really cool. Um, I also want to start doing some also less like serious or complex discussions. I would definitely want to talk about. Where'd my phone go? Oh, I'm filming on my phone. You can't see it, but do I have any other merch? Uh, I am big into Marvel. Got Spider-Man. Little Firm is here. But I would love to do not necessarily comic book hauls, because I don't, college kid, don't have a lot of money. Not gonna spend incredible amounts of money on uh, comics, but every now and then I do find series or books I do like, or even maybe even anime. I can talk about that because I do have streaming services like Crunchyroll sponsor me. Um, but things like that where I can bring in some of my interests and like talk to you guys, maybe about films and just kind of like a give and take. Like, oh, I thought this was cool. I saw this in the news. I saw an update on this series. Maybe you guys might want to check it out, or I could even dive into some things within those communities, like archetypes and certain heroes or backgrounds and people I think are cool, and just geek out. Um, I would love to do kind of like this off and on trade where I really do want to go with the theme of the show, which in my mind is it's called Not Really Talking. And it's never me really just, it's not just a discussion back and forth with you guys, because obviously you can't respond in real time, but it's also me sharing with you. It's me emoting towards you guys and trying to involve you in not just a dialogue you can take outside of what you hear here, and then take it and put it in your own environment with your own friends and family and colleagues. But I want to be able to be like, hey, have you thought about this today? And then you can come away going, oh, well, I didn't. Or, oh, yeah, I enjoy this. Maybe I'll do something today involving that. Like, that's why I think it's important that I bring up subjects like I did earlier in the week about race and uh, like the black experience and college life. And then we talked about relationships and sexuality and being in new environments. Those big subjects are equally as in important, or not even important, because of course they're important to talk about, but they're just as relevant as the small everyday things you do, and avoiding those discussions isn't something I think you should do. Like, if I'm going to talk about things I like in general, like films and comics, or even like cosplay, I'm going to talk about them as much as some of the things that may be uncomfortable for certain people to talk about, like race issues or sexuality, and maybe even at times political talk. I mean, I'm not a very political person. I'm not a big fan of politicians, but I understand that those are the people that we generally give power to. So of course, I'm gonna try to stay as up to date on the issues and the way they discuss them. But what's important to me about this podcast is that I find a structure that works, not only for how it's distributed, but for me. And for right now, I'm gonna make it short term goals. So first things up, gonna use my DSLR camera in the next week or so to get the next episode out. So we're gonna see how that goes and how putting it out comes. Because I took the last 2 weeks off to kind of think about what I wanted out of this. Because at the end of the day, it really is my own project. But I also want it to be something I can look back on and go, I did this well. I was able to grow with this and make this content something that I can value as a creator, something that helped me build my the quality of my work over time. So for now, I will say thank you for watching, and I will be signing off. See you guys next time.